Hey y'all, it's Melissa with WaxIt. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you correct wax temperatures for different types of services, whether it's a facial service or a larger service like a leg or an arm. I'm going to be showing you correct pressure and how to lay the strip. So I hope you guys can learn something new, and don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a comment down below and let me know if there's something else you guys would like to see. One of my first tips I have, whether you are a new esthetician right out of beauty school, or if you're a veteran and you've been doing this for a while, or maybe you're taking the leap from soft wax to hard wax, whatever the case may be, I always suggest filling your pots up at the beginning of your day. Set your table up and you always turn your wax pots on. So for me, that I am filling up. So you see there's still beads in there. They're still in bead form. They haven't melted down, right? And then over here, this pot is ready to go. Nova, it's melted down all the way, right? So this wax pot, I keep anywhere between 75 and 85. Okay, for this pot in particular, I like to keep, when it is melted down, between 75 and 85, depending on what service you're doing. So say I'm gonna do a full leg service. I would like to keep it between these two temperatures. Every wax is different. This one in particular is a low melting wax, so you don't need to keep it up any higher than that. If you keep it at 95, it definitely will be too warm and you will not be able to lay strips with that. You should be able to, what I like to call is my dip and twirl. So you should be able to dip in low to the pot, twirl the wax, and get a good amount of wax on your stick. This is the amount of wax that I would use, say, for the inside of an arm. So I'll show you guys here. I like to lay the strip going downward, and I like to clean my stick off completely. Okay, there should be nothing left on your stick when you go to lay the strip. So then you push all the wax from the front of the stick, to the end of the strip. You shouldn't have wax in front of your stick right here. It should all be behind the stick. Then you go and you rotate it and you give yourself that lip. And this right here is what is going to give you the ability to remove the strip. You're going to pinch up. And when I say pinch, I am not pinching the skin. The reason for the lip is so that you can give yourself something to hold on to. So right here, I'm pinching down with my thumb and with my index finger. Let me show you guys. Pinch up. So see, you give yourself this lip. You don't leave your skin loose. You want to keep it nice and taut. So push down, pull up, and remove just like that. Okay, so that is the correct temperature for this wax for a body service, which would be arms, legs, Brazilian, stomach, back, anything like that. It should be fairly tacky because you always want to get a little bit more wax on those strips, right? So you dip in, you pull the wax and see how it travels below it. Again, you're going to dip in, scoop, and twirl. And that will give you the ability to have quite a bit more wax than you normally would. So say if you just go like this, that's all the wax you're going to get, right? On a clean stick. So say you go like that, that's not enough wax to do a leg strip. That's incorrect. You're going to stir your wax. You're going to dip in the center. See how it ribbons back down? You're going to pull the wax and you're going to get enough to lay a strip, whether it's a body strip on the arm, on the leg, back, or Brazilian. These are great. That's a great amount of wax for that strip, okay? Now in this pot next to me, you guys are going to see it's on, I believe 105 on here. The reason for that is this is a new pot of wax. I am melting it down. When laying a strip, I like to have a clean table paper up here. Like I showed you guys, I'm going to stir my pot, I'm going to dip, I'm going to pull the wax, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean my wax stick off. So there shouldn't be very much wax left on here, right? So then you're going to start from the top and you're going to drag down with an even amount of pressure. Most of that wax is right here in front of my stick and I can see it. So I'm going along these lines, 1, 2, 3, and on this last little part right here, I'm going to flip my stick and I'm going to rotate back up and I'm going to give myself a lip. Now this is what it should look like, just like this. So this is say this is a leg strip. This is what it should look like. Everything is very even and you gave yourself a nice lip right here. So that's what we're looking for. So again, when I'm teaching new waxers how to wax and how to grab wax, this is what I do. I always use table paper. I'm going to dip in again. I'm going to pull my wax. Now look at how much wax is on my stick. It's not dripping down. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's still pliable, but it's tacky. That's a good amount of wax. So again, you're going to remove all the wax off the stick. so it should be fairly clean. And you're gonna hold it like this, fingers pinched. You're gonna push the wax down, scoop, bring it back. You're gonna push the wax down, it's all in front of the stick. Scoop, bring it back. Again, the last one right here, you're going to rotate your stick and you're pushing the remaining amount of wax to the top. So this is how much wax I have. It's not falling down, it's not so hot that it's gonna drip, right? Here, I'm going to lay the wax down. I'm going to drag the wax and drag it. And you see how there's wax in front of here? It's not behind here, it's in front of here. You're gonna push it down, and one more. And right here, you're gonna lift your wrist, and you're gonna rotate your wrist, and you're gonna drag that wax in the front. Okay, so that's how you get yourself a really nice lip right here, so that eventually you can pinch and pull to remove. Okay, now we're gonna talk about facial strips. So they're gonna be on a smaller stick, like this. And they are going to be much warmer of a strip, and they are generally going to be very thin. So with Nova in particular, which is the wax that I like to use for all of my facial services, I can run that a little bit warmer. So like on the dial before, I showed you it was at 75-ish, almost to 85. I now will bump it up to, it's at 85. So I like to keep my Nova wax there when I do facial services. Again, I use a smaller stick and I will do the same thing, but I'm going to demo on my arm this time to show you the amount of wax I like to use, how I like to pick it up, and how much pressure I use. And it's always good to kind of see it on an object, whether it's a face or a table paper, but I don't have a face with me right now and I'm not going to wax myself. So I will show you guys on my arm, which is generally about the same pressure you're going to want to use throughout the whole body. So let me show you how I dip. Okay. Number one thing when you are using Nova, for me, and any wax in particular, really, you should always be stirring your pot. So see how there's a hard film on here? I left the lid off, and if I were to dip in on that hard part and get half hard and half tacky wax, I'm not gonna have an even strip. So you're always going to wanna stir your pot, and it's gonna look like this. And the reason for this is, let me zoom in. The reason for this is because you will get a more even and a better consistent wax when you do this. So always stir your pot before any facial service. And it can be kind of annoying to have to redo this every time, but I will tell you it'll help your waxing. So I'm gonna lay a strip and I'm going to stir my wax pot, just like this, get everything pretty even. I kind of like to leave that harder center if I need to grab a tackier amount of wax for some reason, but around the outside rim, it'll be much warmer. So I kind of bump it up when I leave my lid off. So again, I'm at 85, a little bit after. Now, when dipping your stick for facial services, you only want it on one side. So you don't need it. So you don't necessarily need wax on this side and this side. I'm gonna throw that one away because I touched it with a bare hand. So again, you're gonna stir your wax pot because I'm gonna go dip in, right? So I'm stirring my wax pot and I'm leaving my stick there. I'm going to drag the top and I'm gonna let it dribble. I'm gonna clean one side off and then I clean the back off. And then once I do that, I'm going to lay the strip. So I like to use my pinky as a guide. And whether it's an eyebrow strip, which is what I'm laying right here, I again like to push some of the wax towards this back area so I can give myself something to remove, right? So you pinch up. Again, I'm not pinching the skin, I'm pinching the wax, and then I'm removing that way. If I'm gonna lay, say, a sideburn strip, again, I'm going to stir my wax. You're gonna see me stir a lot, guys. I'm going to grab my stick and I'm gonna grab from the outer edge, outer rim where it's much warmer. So I'm going to go in and I'm gonna dip in, get a small amount of wax, and like a sideburn, I'm going to, let's get you right here. I'm going to lay it and then I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna push the wax down. See how all the wax is in front of the stick, not behind it? And with the sideburn strip, you're gonna leave it a little bit thicker. So again, you're gonna give yourself a lip, and that's where that rotation comes in right there, guys. Right there. Can you see that? That's why you need a good lip. Because on a sideburn, it is a thicker amount of hair usually, which is why the strip is thick, and we take it fully dry. So there shouldn't be any tackiness. You pinch up, see how you gave yourself that lip, and always extend past the hair, and then remove. When you're starting out that first time and you're learning how to lay strips, I always recommend doing it this way. This is the best way to teach yourself the amount of wax you need, correct temperature, and then how much pressure. If you're breaking the table paper, then you're probably pushing too hard on that particular surface. But if you're able to clean your stick off and then lay your strips nice and evenly and give yourself a good lip by rotating your wrist up, then you've got yourself a good strip. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and give me that thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Go ahead and leave any comments you have down below and let me know what you guys would like to see next. I hope you enjoy and I hope you learned something new here today. Have a great day. Bye.